So, ladies and gents, Amazon. We've got to push that message a little bit more, I guess. You know, Rings of Power wasn't enough. You know, Guy Ladriel wasn't enough. We've got to push it even harder. Oh, yes. Spider-Man spin-off series Silk lands an order at MGM, which is obviously Amazon, basically. So MGM plus and Amazon, with Angela Kang as showrunner, forms part of suite of Marvel characters from Sony TV that are going to be appearing on Amazon, essentially. And it's this sort of I guess doubling down on this element that they know already actually isn't hugely popular. I mean, Rings of Power, not massively popular, not great. Genuinely, not great. The performance hasn't been great. The views haven't been great. They lost viewers consecutively, week on, week out. And then, rather than learning from an opposing show like, The Terminal List, which has just blown it away, Amazon goes, we'll just do Silk, why not? Yeah, man, we'll just do Silk. Come on now. Behave. So a slew of Marvel characters are heading to the small screen after MGM Plus, which is a linear network formerly known as Epix, and Amazon Prime Video. So it's Amazon. Amazon owns MGM anyway, so it's all Amazon. But they've basically ordered a suite of live-action series from Sony Pictures Television. So it's all of their Spider-Man stuff. That's all it is. All Spider-Man stuff, because obviously Sony doesn't really own anything else. All Spider-Man, Sony Marvel stuff. But the Spider-Man spin-off series Silk, Spider Society, horrendous name, incredibly lackluster on creativity. Silk, yeah, I'm a spider villain, or well, not spider villain, but you know, I'm basically a Spider-Man. Spider Society, no, terrible, awful. But that's been in the works for some time. So again, that goes to show just how poor this is. This is one of those shows that has been in the works for ages and hasn't gotten anywhere. So this is a deal which I guess Sony's just sort of like farming it out. They're like, just deal with this, please. But that will be the first show to emerge from the pact with The Walking Dead's Angela Kang set as showrunner. Look, I've got to say as well, The Walking Dead is a directionless cesspit. I checked out the moment they got to that prison and they just kept rehashing the same stuff time and time again. It's so formulaic. So using The Walking Dead's Angela Kang as a selling point doesn't sell it to me. I'm actually less interested now, quite frankly. Because again, it was so formulaic. There was no progression of that world. And I understand it was a moneymaker, but a story has to go somewhere. And they weren't ever going anywhere. It was garbage. So anyway, the deal is, and I know that'll piss people off, but I don't care, something do. The deal is a culmination of a complex web of rights that meant the series will have to debut first on a linear network. So that's MGM Plus, which is, I guess, good as to why Amazon bought MGM. You know, they have this benefit. They can just go, so layer on this, our linear-owned network, MGM Plus, which is set to be relaunched with its new name in January. MGM Plus will have the first window in the US, and the series will then air on Amazon Prime's video streaming service in the States. And internationally, the series will also air on Amazon Streamer in 240 countries and territories. So that's interesting. Not a guarantee either that it's going to actually head across the entire world. Now here's the interesting part, which I didn't realise, but Sony actually controls over 900 Marvel characters. As part of an arrangement that predates Disney's acquisition of Marvel, a suite of series has been a top priority for the studio, which signed a massive deal with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, pair Phil Lord and Chris Miller. In 2019, the duo will executive produce the suite of series with Spider-Man franchise producer Amy Pascal. Yay. I mean, come on. Well, is this woman is she ever going to leave the business? She's constantly failing up. But as part of a new multi-year overall deal with Amazon Studios, which has been triggered by this order, Angela Kang will serve as showrunner and executive producer and is developing the series. Kang is coming off of The Walking Dead, which she is showrunner of. So again, it's not a selling point. I don't care. and is executive producing its untitled Daryl spin-off. Again, got to keep milking that cow. But anyway, Watchmen executive producer Tom Spezialy, who also has an overall deal with Amazon Studios, was previously thought to be involved as showrunner on the project alongside executive producer Laura Moon. So Silk, Spider Society, is based on characters created by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos, and inspired by the Marvel Comics. It follows Cindy Moon, a Korean-American woman bitten by the same spider that bit Peter Parker, as she escapes imprisonment and searches for her missing family on her way to becoming the superhero known as Silk. So the character has been portrayed by Tiffany Espenson in the film set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Cool, whatever. So, yeah, we had this sort of puff piece anyway. So Amy Pascal, Phil Lord, Chris Miller, and Sony's recent live-action and animated reimagining of the Spider-Man franchise has represented some of the most dynamic superhero storytelling in film. This is Jennifer Salk, head of Amazon Studios. Again, this is the one who was behind Rings of Power being an absolute shit show. Together with Angela Kang's creative vision, we couldn't be more pleased to bring Silk, Spider Society to our MGM Plus and Prime Video customers. Can you just, bring us some good stuff instead? We can't wait to bring the adventures of Cindy Moon to life, thanks to the creative dream team of Chris and Phil, Angela and Amy, along with our partners at Marvel and Amazon. This is Catherine Pope, president of Sony Pictures Television Studios. We know this exciting series with new and never-before-seen characters and storylines will wow audiences, watching first on linear MGM Plus and then around the world on Prime Video. I mean, they're just using this to launch MGM Plus. I get it; it's quite smart to a certain degree, but again, it's still poo. Angela is a pro's pro whose perspective and creativity we greatly respect and admire. She's also a hell of a lot of fun. Who cares? I don't care if she's a party animal. She loves these characters, and we feel really lucky for the chance to work with her to bring Cindy Moon's story to the world. Sure, whatever. Kang says, I'm beyond thrilled to be joining the Amazon Studios family for this chapter of my career. I look forward to working with the executive team on diverse, character forward. You know what? Start with that. Start with the character forward element. I don't care that they're diverse. Water cooler shows for a global audience, and I'm so excited to dive into my first challenge, bringing Korean American superhero Silk to life on screen. You know what? I can't muster up the fucks to give about this. I don't think this is good. I think Amazon, they're just sniffing their own at this point in time, and they're just pursuing the massage. Again, did you not learn anything from Rings of Power? For goodness sake. Let me know what you think. I think this is poo.